Hey, welcome back to the Packers Film Room. Today we're going to look at one of the plays from the Packers win over the Colts. This is one of their few, relatively few passing dropbacks. This is one that Willis is actually going to run, so he's not going to throw this. We're going to talk about the rhythm of the offense. This is something I kind of looked at when the Packers signed Willis, when we looked at a bunch of his preseason stuff. This kind of cropped up here again, and the results were fine. They got a 19-yard gain on 3rd and 5. So we're going to talk about, we'll look at the play, then we're going to talk about rhythm of the offense stuff. So let's just get into it before I start rambling too much. Got shotgun, Jacobs to the left. You've got Willis looking over to the left. He doesn't throw there. He ends up bailing. There he goes. Gets down to the 4-yard line. Nice job, Malik Willis. I got a chuckle out of these two men just laying in the middle of the field. We've all had those weeks, brother. I get it. So we're going to look at, so we looked at that. Okay, gain of 19. I think this was the drive a play or two later that Josh Jacobs fumbled on down at the goal line. But all right, so we've got everything up here. Second quarter, 12:54 remaining, 3rd and 5, 19-yard gain. They are 11 personnel, which means 1 running back, 1 tight end. That's going to be Luke Musgrave, and our 3 receivers. All right, so what are they running? They are running something that is called spot or snag. Usually snag is the more common term for it. It's a 3-man concept to one side, kind of a quick game concept. I don't know if we'll talk about the reads, but usually the way this is, you've got an alert is the corner, which as we talked about is either the only read or not a read in the progression. So this is, if he likes this, he can throw this pre-snap and post-snap if he likes that advantage. If not, it's not even part of it. Now, the way I've seen it taught against single high is usually this is the 1, this is the 2. Now, since this here is kind of looks like Hank, which is a quick game concept with the hitch and the flat or an arrow or whatever, a lot of times you see them read this inside out. I think Willis is reading this inside out, which is fine. Again, I'm not entirely sure how the Packers end up teach this specific one. So for this one, we'll say 1 to 2. So he's reading hitch to flat. He's looking to hit this real quick. 5-6 yard gain, 3rd and 5, move the sticks, keep it moving, try to get a touchdown. We will look at right here. So Musgrave gets a little walled off. Okay, first of all, there's a little, like you can see, first, like right here, spacing's a little too tight. Musgrave's slightly off balance. Then he pushes up, gets blocked off here, and so he can't get, I think he's trying to break through the corner. Doesn't matter too much here. We see Watson's wide open there, but we will get into some of that. So it looks like, so the way this is done, this is like a 3-step concept, and it looks like what he's doing, 1 on the hitch, 2 to the flat. Never mind this guy right here. We're just going to watch Willis's footwork. Bang, bang, bang. All right, see that? Right there. His back foot hits, flats firing out here. Watson, and again, there's a little muddiness with the release, but not too much in terms of Watson. That's more Musgrave knocked off. Watson's not going into his break yet. On a 3-step drop, man, you're hitting that back foot and you're firing, which means that dude at the very least has to be into his break, getting ready to come out of his break, right? Because you're firing that quick. Bang, 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 throw out. That foot hits. Watson's not ready yet. Now, this is not a matter of Watson. Watson needs to push. This is usually a 5 to 6 yard route. They started here, which means he's pushing here. It looks like he's pushing there. Based on the spacing of the flat, you got to like push past that flat defender, and you want him to kind of cross your face. So he's pushing to 2021, it looks like. Watson's running this as he needs to. Ding-doo-doo. He's ready. The issue, and this is something we saw before, is Willis and his footwork. If we just watch his feet, and we'll see this from the backside as well, he goes bang, bang, bang. It doesn't look that fast. That needs to be slower. That needs to be a little more slow, because what it is bang, 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 pop, ball's out. Instead, as you can see, rhythm of the offense here, if that ball's out there, look at him. All right, you got the base. His shoulders are pointed. He's ready to throw, hit that back foot, drop, rhythm of the offense. Instead, what this forces him to do, and it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is, it forces him to stop. Okay? And then he starts getting antsy. Now, they are sending a blitz. The Colts are sending, they've got, what do they got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 5 guys. They got some rushers here. We're going to see already. We saw 2 dudes on the ground. A couple guys are getting bowled over. So his eyes do then go to the rush. But if this is bang, 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 and even here, even if he's hitting the top of his drop here, which is where he should be, Watson's coming out of his break. You got a nice clean throw right there, and the pocket is fine-ish. You actually got a nice throwing lane there you can hit. It's not all broken down. You're perfectly fine. Instead, by stopping, you halt that, and you throw yourself out of rhythm. Bang, throw, it's not there. Now he's waiting, and then you're throwing from like off base. You're not throwing from in rhythm, which again doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is when you're trying to operate quick game. So then he breaks. Again, you can see Watson here. To Willis's credit, I will say, all right, Watson is open. To Willis's credit, he was likely told, and follow this, don't put the ball in harm's way. What don't you want to do? What does Tom Clemens tell you not to do? Don't throw late across your body to the middle. Even if it looks like your guy's wide open, you're throwing from off base, off platform. Maybe that ball sails. If that ball sails, he looks open. If that ball sails a little bit, look who's right back there. A couple dudes. So credit to Willis for not looking, just running and taking that. But again, this was an issue we saw. We'll watch the footwork here a little bit, which I think doesn't look bad from this spot just because we can't really see where the routes are. But it's just not quite right. He's to his spot too soon. And look at that lane. Look at that. Again, this is where he should be throwing. This is the timing when his foot should be hitting his backdrop. Look at that throwing lane. It's blocked up enough that he can step in and throw that. Instead, stops his feet, gets out, and takes off. Again, not a knock on Willis. He just got here. He just got to Green Bay, 20 days before or something. So credit to him for being in there and pulling off a extremely creative game plan and a different game plan from what we've seen out of Green Bay. So very credit to Willis, but this is one of those things that if he is asked to pass a little more, operate in quick game a little more, operate as more of like the signal caller, trigger puller in a pass heavy ish offense. This is just an issue that may crop up based on what we've seen. So I've gone on long enough. If you've watched 7 minutes of me talking about QB's footwork and rhythm, kudos to you. Thank you so much. I'll probably have some other stuff. The Packers had some really cool stuff with the run game, so I'll probably get into that at some point this week. But until then, thanks so much. I'll talk to you later.